See what you can do with it. So I'm going to read out the top 11 names for the Rotobec contest that they picked, and so you'll have an idea. I had several people ask me about that in the comments, and I wasn't sure if Rotobec wanted me to let that out of the bag or not. So Catherine got with me on Friday, and she said that it was okay for me to announce that if I wanted to, and so here they are. They're in no order or anything like that. And we're going to talk about the Rotobec Grapple here in just a little bit too when I get done this. So, Back Saver 2000, Black Beaver, Black Widow, Bush Destroyer, El Chapo, Grabzilla, Later Tater Dominator, R2, Tree 2, the Branch Manager, the Limb Reaper, and Timber Tamer. So I didn't want anything picked that tied back to me, like the Later Tater or anything like that, the Cotton Top or nothing, whatever. I didn't want anything that tied back to me. So I picked 3 of those. I picked Black Widow, El Chapo, and the Limb Reaper was the 3 that I picked and sent back to them. And then from there, they all had their 3 favorites. I think it was several of them that were in the picking, and then they picked the Limb Reaper is what they did. So that was actually a very cool thing to do, and I reached out to the winner. Sent him an email the other day because I want to send him some of my stuff, and so far I haven't heard back from him yet. So maybe I will, and I'll get his address and get him some stuff sent out to him. But we'll go back to the Grapple in this tree. This was a big water oak, huge top. Tree was okay. Not really any rot in it, but if you look in the yard right there, it is just absolutely slap covered with leaves. The yard was just 2 to 3 inches deep in those water oak leaves. The back of the driveway was about 6 inches deep. Lost about 2 foot of his driveway just because of leaf matter. Just had the water blocked up on the driveway where it wouldn't run off. The front of his house was mildewing like crazy, and I can't say that I blame him on wanting that tree down. Acorns, just millions of acorns everywhere, man. I mean, they were crunching on the driveway, the whole thing. So that's the reason why he wanted his tree gone. Like I said, I can't blame him, man. It was real bad. Little thing about this place, this is right in front of my grandmother's house right here, and this is a hayfield that I used to cut back in the 80s, and it's all houses now been built up. But anyhow, I like to work the tree and get all the top and everything out of it first. This tree couldn't fall whole for where it was sitting, and stack everything up in a pile, all the butts together, all stacked up in a pile, and then just hop up there on the chipper and just chip everything at one time. That's what I like to do, how I like to do it. That way, with the Grapple, you can stack it up as high as you can reach. It does not matter. You just keep stacking it on top of one another and just stacking it, and then when you're ready to unstack it, you just start from the top, grab you a big wad of it, go toward the chipper with it, and feed them one at a time in the chipper. It's extremely fast. The Grapple is so versatile. It's nuts. it does not matter how you set up in relation to the chipper or dump trailer or whatever you're going to be loading debris wise, whatever it is. It does not matter. You can feed it no matter however angle you are, as opposed to like a bucket and a thumb. You have to set up just right both ways from where you're going to be grabbing from to where you're going to be swinging to. If you don't, your angle is going to be screwed up with it. How you end up going. I've been running this grapple now. I got it in 2020, so it's fixing to be 4 years old. I ain't done a thing to it. My other Rotobec grapple was on my loader, my big loader, my John Deere track loader in the woods that I loaded. I had over 17,000 hours on that crazy thing before I ever packed cylinder on it. I mean, you can't hurt these grapples. They are tough, and I moved quite a few of these grapples for them, help them sell them. And everybody is a little bit scared of the price tag on them because they come in about 20 grand for these grapples. But man, let me tell you, they're worth every penny of it, and then some, because it's always good. I talk to somebody and they're very timid about spending the money, getting it, and then they get it and they get it hooked up, and within a week or two of them running it, I'll get a message back from them, or they'll call me, or I hear something from them, and they'll say, I have no idea how I made it as long as I did without the grapple. It's a game changer. It's a time machine, and it is. I mean, you think, like this tree right here, like Kevin reached up, I made like a crane type cut on that one big piece at the first video. I didn't want to rope the stupid piece down, and I didn't want to drop it on the concrete because I'm sitting on concrete right there, and didn't want to drop it on the concrete. So I just had him reach up there and grab it and hold it, reach up there and grab it and hold it, and then, once I cut it, you can grab it, set it down, spin it however you need to, You can crush stuff with it. You can break these forks with it, and mangle them things up, and there's just so many uses for this thing, setting rocks, all that kind of stuff like that. The cool thing about the grapple, one really good thing about it is it closes down so small. I was working, y'all gonna see a video with another brand grapple. It was in the day before's video, and that grapple costs the same amount of money as Rotobec, but it's not, as far as quality and buildmanship on it, it's not in the same ballpark, not at all. But the biggest thing about it is, that really surprised me, we were running together on a job, and he was going to grab my rake, and he told me up front, he said, I'm not going to be able to grab your rake. And I thought, what's he talking about? Why? Just grab it with the grapple and rake with it, use it, see how you like it. He said, I'm not going to be able to grab it. And he said, turn around here and I'll show you why. I spun around on my machine and I looked, and the pipe on my rake is 10 inches diameter, and that grapple would only close down to about 12 to 13 inches. So like feeding little stems, stuff like this, like trying to grab them, like that one right there, I've got my grapple that I'm going to the thing with. You can't do anything with it as far as like sliding it wise. You would have to manipulate the grapple in a fashion that you kind of crossed over at a point on the stem to where you locked it down to where you could get it to go into the chipper or whatever you were doing. But I was really surprised at that when he grabbed my rake up. I mean, it wasn't even close to being able to hold that rake and where he could have raked with it or anything. So there is a big difference in what you get, but again, it's the same price. The rotator, the way they've got the rotator on the Rotobec is straight in front of it right there. Some of the other brands come off the side, and on the side it's in the way. The one that was running with me the other day, he done beat the cover, just slapped the pieces on it. I mean, and you can rotate. You can actually take my grapple, and you can hit the blade with it if you wanted to, and you could also pull back far enough to where you could hit your main boom cylinder if you wanted to. As far as on the rotation of it, if you've got it away from the blade or the main boom cylinder, you're not going to hit any other part on the other grapple on the stick or anything. You got full rotate in the complete axis of the rotation of your dig cylinder, and where you can spin the grapple around and around and around, and you're not going to interfere with anything. The other one, you do have limitations as you go through your axis plane. You can hit it on the stick if you're not careful. So it's a no-brainer to me that if you're in the market for one of them, the money that they cost, you can have one for 20 grand, or you can have the best for 20 grand. And if you're in the market for one and you're looking for one, you're unsure what to get, and you got a mini excavator and you need some help on it, reach out to me. I'll hook you up on everything on it to get you situated on it. So Kevin, that's Kevin right there. They were rained out in the woods. This was last Monday, a week ago when this was filmed. He came and helped me finish up one job, and then we jumped over here on this job. We had this tree taken down in under 2 hours, and we didn't get started on it till, it was near about 2 o'clock when we got rolling on this thing, I think. And he said, I'll grind the stump. Every stump he has ground for me so far has been monsters, just like this one. I mean, it was a huge stump, which was a huge help for me, man, because I left, he told me, he said, go ahead and dump the chips, because I chipped the entire dump trailer load of chips, which was 18 yards, and still had about three more yards of chipping to do on that when I got back. And he said, I'll grind. I got back, it was starting to get dark, and I spun the mini around there and where the lights could shine. I said, man, anytime you want to stop, I said, we'll stop. I said, me and Gabe will come back in the morning and we'll finish knocking that stump out. He said, no. He said, go ahead and do what you're going to do. He said, I'll keep grinding. He said, I can see with the lights on the mini, and he said, I'll get it done for you. So he rolled on through that stump. We got everything done except for just a little bit of tidying up that me and Gabe came in there the next morning. Was there about 30 minutes, I guess, and knocked it on out and got that situated. These big trees, they produce a lot of debris, lots of debris. I mean, whatever you think's up in the tree, if you got one that you're wanting to get worked on, whatever you think's up there, when it hits the ground, multiply it times about 3, because that's the reality of what it really is. It's way more than what you think it is. And I got a video coming up here that has me and Kevin took a tree down this past Saturday, and they were going to clean it up, and it was 4 or 5 guys, and me and Kevin put a teetotal whipping on these 4 or 5 guys. I'm talking about they paid dearly for the cleanup on this thing, because we rocked and rolled on that tree. We stayed way ahead of what they could do on it, and like I said, you're going to get to see a pretty long video of it. And there's some funny stuff that goes on in this video. We left there with some mad respect from these guys after we got done, because me and Kevin come through there, and it was like the Tasmanian devil got hold of that tree, man. We just smoked her down and stuff. But so at the end of this video, I'll post 2 pictures, a before picture and an after picture, after me and Gabe got through dressing everything up. So so stay tuned. Now in a minute, I get Kevin up there on the mini, and I get him to feed the chipper and let him see how he likes that and how he does that. He likes working with me. I ain't gonna lie, he likes that. Kevin and I worked together for forever, for 30 years better, that we work together. Dude, we know what each other's thinking the whole time. We can both run the dog out of equipment, and it's cool. Me and him used to we ran 2 loaders back to back, and we'd put a truck in between us, and we'd load the same truck at the same time. we could rock and roll, man. There was in the heyday, there was some times that we loaded trucks like just over a minute, a 27-ton load, just smoking it down. But a lot of fun working with old Kevin, man. I love him to death. He's my next brother that's closest to me, and what have you. So, y'all hang tight. So this is the before. One of the problems with these water oaks, look at the limb spread on this thing, how wide it is. They are self-pruning. Every time the wind blows, there's going to be something dead that falls out of that tree. I do not care. There's going to be those pencil limbs. They're going to be laying everywhere in the yard. So you can see by the after picture, you can't even tell anything was done here. And that's the way I like it to look. I don't haul no mulch off. I did do some of that initially, but I have figured out how to work that stump where I can put all the mulch back in that hole with the dirt mixed together and pack that son of a gun in and leave just a little bit of a crown in it, because it's going to settle a tad over time, but it's got enough dirt mixed in it. Well, it's actually got a lot of dirt mixed in it to where it'll kind of set back almost level. I've went back to some of mine I did last year when I first got the stump grinder, and they've gone grass completely over. In 1 year, they've grassed completely over. Very happy with the results of the way that I'm doing it with the stump grinder, and that way I don't ever have to haul any mulch off. So like I said, this one here, no mulch was removed from the property. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.